Welcome to CeMuse asks you students what you think about some big sustainability issues. As this year is the big United Nations Conference of Parties trying to get a global deal on carbon emissions, capping them, maybe not. It's going to be in Paris 2015, so we are asking you, what do you think about it? So, confused much? Many people are. Well, Conference of Parties in Paris 2015 is basically a big gathering of politicians and diplomats from US, Europe, China, well, any place on earth basically, trying to reach a common decision, as in a policy, how to treat climate change and how to cap emissions, or if we should cap emissions at all. After Copenhagen 2009 proved to be such a big failure, not many people are hopeful that Paris will be a change maker, but it can be, and that's why we are going to ask students what do they think about this.
So what do you think the outcome of 2015 Paris Climate Conference is going to be?
Unfortunately, with the recent events, I think that the preoccupation and the concern of most of the political community is concerned with different elements that are not necessarily connected to the environment. So unfortunately, I do not think it will lead to any concrete action.
It will be a failure because most climate conferences tend to be.
Haven't they failed to get anything done in the last couple of conferences?
We won't, come to get any conclusions this time either.
I'm not really sure because there's have been a lot of other stuff happening in the world lately, with the terrorist attacks and stuff. So I think that's now, especially since it's going to be in Paris, I think they're more concerned about that.
Probably a failure because it's not in the nature of the government leaders to actually want to do something out of this. I don't know, if they wanted to, they would have done something.
No, I don't believe it's going to be a success. I think that there are also many economic factors that in these states, I think they do not only have environmental interests, but they also have economic interests, and I think that they influence the way they handle these meetings.
Yes, I think it's a really good idea and it's going to be useful.
So hopefully, I don't know.
Oh hi, it's you again. So we've seen the answers of our students, and as far as we can see, most of them have quite a negative opinion about the outcomes of the conference, or they don't really know much. Especially economists were quite reluctant to answer our questions because they felt like they don't really understand the issues. Well, what did they say? They say that the conference is going to be probably a failure because the previous conferences were failures, so we don't know why this one should be different. They also say that there's other issues, especially political issues, terrorism, extremism, that are waiting quite hard on politics these days, so they could push climate change issues quite into the back of the shelf. And I'll go back to my cooking.
But should we be completely pessimistic? Maybe not. If we look at September 2014, hundreds of thousands of people were marching for climate change action in the US, in Europe, in Melbourne, all over the world. At the same time, people say that Paris is a bit more serious place than Copenhagen, adds a bit more severity to the issue, and more serious diplomats can show up. People from Pope to Obama to DiCaprio and back to you and me seem to unite when it comes to climate change action. So we could say that there might be hope for Paris. At the same time, the world has quite a short attention span, so any significant event, such as Charlie Hebdo attack, can derail climate change action.